我告诉大家，今天有特别嘉宾，就是我们6月市的市长白世豪来了啊。Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Okay. You know, I am here and so honored to be a part of this event as mayor of New York City, but I'm told you're the mayor of Chinatown. Right? Is that right? So if I call him Mr. Mayor, you won't be surprised. So I am so honored to be here and to share this occasion with so many leaders of this community, with our elected officials. Thank you, Gail and Margaret and all the elected officials here, Peter, for all you do. But to everyone, this is a joyous time of year when we celebrate this community, and I want to do something at the very beginning for my fellow mayor, and that is to celebrate what CCBA has meant for this community and for the city. And it's an extraordinary history, a venerable history, a history of tremendous impact. And I want us to celebrate that while we're celebrating the bigger holiday, to celebrate this organization and its meaning. And it has been, this amazes me, 136 years. There are very few organizations that can say that. That's something to be proud of. And helping this community be strong and to contribute so deeply to New York City. So we are going to do something to mark this holiday and the strength of this organization and the history. And I have a proclamation that will do that, which has conveniently appeared at this moment.
Okay.
So, Eric?
Let me call my left.
Yes, of course. Bring them up. Bring them up. And hold on, I want to make sure I have the exact wording right, so I'll take this with me. You set us up wherever you want. I'm going to do exactly what you say. He's the mayor, I'll take commands from him. But you bring up everyone. So first I have to say the official announcement, everyone. This proclamation officially declares on the behalf of 8.6 million New Yorkers. Oh, okay, stay there 1 second. Stay there. Thank you, Gail. On behalf of 8.6 million New Yorkers, I hereby proclaim Tuesday, February 5th, 2019 as Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association of New York's Lunar New Year Day. You're used to this, aren't you? Paparazzi. Everybody good? Okay. Very good. Very good. So, now I want you to give me some help with my language skills, because I want to wish everyone a joyous holiday. Gung Hei Fa Choi. Okay?
Yeah,
okay. Okay, he says okay. This holiday, I mean, the importance of it in this city is extraordinary. Worldwide, the estimate is 1.4 billion people celebrate Lunar New Year. Truly a global event. And in this city, the most global of all cities, it means so much to us. This is a tradition here in this city that people feel deeply. And I want to remind people that when it comes to the Chinese community, we have the largest Chinese population of any city outside of Asia, and we are proud of that. And that is why in 2015, with the support of the elected officials and their strong urging indeed, we made for the first time in the history of New York City Lunar New Year a school holiday, and that was the right thing to do. And there's so much more that we will be doing in the years ahead to celebrate the importance of this community. And one of them I'm particularly proud of, because if you know what I try to do as mayor, my #1 passion has been pre-K. I see some young children scuffling over there. Behave. My number one priority was to get pre-K for all our children, and soon we're going to have 3K for our 3-year-olds all over the city as well, which we're very proud of. But we announced yesterday that we are expanding dual language programs at the pre-K level, including Mandarin dual language pre-K. Does that sound good to you? And that will be so important for families that want to preserve their heritage and for making sure that children have the powerful skill of language in an ever more global world. But imagine teaching our children, not later in life, but in those precious early years. I bet many of you have seen this reality. A young child can go to another country and to learn the language like that. We're going to take advantage of that extraordinary intellectual capacity that children have in their first years and help a lot of our young people to learn Mandarin. I think that's going to be very, very exciting for this city. I also want to say something important, and as many of you may know, Council Member Margaret Chin and I have known each other for decades. It's a close friendship, and when she tells me something is important, I always listen to her because I find her physically intimidating. She packs a real punch despite her height. And we have talked about something very important to the community that I want to announce. The council member has made this a priority, and I want to announce it with her, that we will today, why don't you come on up and stand with us? That we want to recognize one of the greatest figures in Chinese history and his involvement not only in China and around the world, but right here in New York City, by making permanent once and for all the statue of Dr. Sun Yat-Sen. Yeah. And what an extraordinary figure in history, and if I understand my history correct, he was not only here in New York City, but he spoke before this very organization, which is amazing, and brings all the pieces together. We're going to make the statue permanent, and we are also going to be naming a section of Columbus Park in honor of Dr. Sun Yat-Sen. And Margaret, thank you again for your leadership. Just don't use that physical strength on me. So the last thing I want to say is to evoke a saying that is known in Chinese culture, and I think it speaks volumes. And that saying is simply, every step leaves its print. And that is so important to think about on this beautiful holiday, because my interpretation for today is to think about the contributions, the impact of the Chinese American community in this city, in this nation, which have been extraordinary. We're at a point in our national history where I say America is going through an identity crisis. America has to decide if we are a proud nation of immigrants, including my grandparents who came right here to New York City from small towns in southern Italy, and so many of you who have either come here or your parents or grandparents came here. We either have to decide as a nation that we are a proud nation of immigrants and we honor all people and everyone contributes, or there's a choice for a much more divisive and narrow and unproductive definition, which some in Washington, D.C. are putting forward at this point. I want you to know it's abundantly clear to me which choice we're going to make. The vast majority of Americans want a nation for everyone. The vast majority of New Yorkers believe in a city where everyone is respected. And when we say that every step leaves its print, it's another way of thinking about that we are great because of the contributions of each and every person in each and every community. New York City, I believe in my heart, is the greatest city in the world. Who agrees with me? Who agrees with me? And I believe that that is objectively true because we are made up of all the people in the world in a way that no other city quite achieves. We are made up of all the people in the world. All the best in the world is concentrated here. All the contributions and the richness of every culture, every faith brought together here to create something different, and I think better and more unified. So today, we recognize proudly, if New York City is the greatest city in the world, that would never have been possible without the contributions of the Chinese community that helped to make us great.
Thank you. Thank you.
So to everyone, I look forward to working closely together to keep ourselves getting greater, to make this a more just and fair city, a safer city, a better city for everyone. And on this beautiful New Year occasion, I wish everyone a happy New Year, good health, good fortune, and let's do great things together. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
My friend.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.